Hello, and welcome to another official Tribal Wars video tutorial. I'm Marshy from the international community, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you the basics of using Account Manager. Keep in mind, all content in this video will be assuming that you have a premium account, as well as Account Manager, and are able to access these features. You can activate Account Manager after having 5 villages in total, but my first recommendation would be holding off until you have about 10 villages to activate this feature. It will of course be a bit more work, but the thing is, the automated system isn't 100% optimal, so oftentimes manually managing the villages may be more efficient for growth. Eventually, after you have 10 villages, you are much more likely to miss things, and it becomes harder to keep track of all of your villages and what they are building. So that is why I would recommend Account Manager around that point. We are now in the overview screen of Account Manager. In the overview, you can see which villages have low loyalty here, see warnings and recommendations here, and that is very important to keep an eye on because when Account Manager is active, oftentimes you have farms that fill up and it will deactivate your Construction Manager, so it's really good to keep an eye on that. You can also get a summary of which villages have which features active, as well as Construction Manager statuses here. So now looking at the Notifications tab, here you can set up attack notifications for your email. This is completely optional, but personally, I like to set up the push notifications on my phone. You can set up push notifications also by hovering over the settings option and then selecting push notifications. Now we're going to take a look at Construction Manager. To create a template, you can select Manage Templates, name your new template, and copy it from one of the default templates or use an existing one that you have already created and click Create. You can now select the pencil to the right of the template and click Edit. Many people have asked over the years what the best template is for construction. The truth is, there is honestly no such thing. Every world and village is very different. World settings such as the speed, troops, hall, paladin settings, and many more things can change. In addition to that, every village has other variables of change as well, such as bonus villages, location, quality of farming, and safety. They can all play a part in the order you will be building up your village, so my best recommendation is to copy one of the default ones to start and scan through, moving things by clicking and dragging the 4-way arrow to the right. As the world goes on, you will start to see things you may want to reorder in your construction template, and you can start to make it to your own preference. The thing that will make the biggest difference here from my experience is the farm. If you grow the farm too slow, it will fill up too often, slowing down your construction and recruitment speeds. But if you level it up too fast, then it starts to get very expensive and will slow your growth. So keep that in mind as you are playing with your templates. I do also recommend having templates to accomplish certain things quickly, like a level 20 wall for defense, a church village, or maybe a watchtower template. This is of course if any of those settings are active on your current world. As your village is building, the Construction Manager can stop due to certain events such as a farm filling up. On the main construction screen, it will show which villages are active or inactive. You can easily check the box to the left of one or multiple villages and then select the action drop-down and which action you would like to perform. You can then select Confirm to proceed with that action, and if you did pause it, you can also unpause it and return it to the active status by clicking right under the status options. The next thing we're going to cover is troop templates. Click Manage Templates, and here you can enter the desired troop counts, a name, and then create the template. On the bottom area, I have some pre-made templates that you can use as a rough idea on what you can use for yours. We are going to first take a look at the offensive templates. The general template that we have created is what many will refer to as a nuke. Though many people may think of this as a nuke really just refers to a nearly full population of offensive troops. You will see some of the other templates are very heavy on axe or light cavalry. The reason is you never know what your enemies have, and you may find yourself in need of an axe or light cavalry nuke as a player is stacking a single unit type. Always expect the unexpected. Now we're going to look at the defensive templates. It may be a good idea to play around with different builds in the simulator. Generally speaking, you want to build for what you need. For example, one of the strongest armies may be 10,000 spear and 10,000 sword, but it may not always be efficient to build, time-wise. Since both units are constructed in the barracks, it drastically increases the amount of time that it will take for you to complete that defensive army. Heavy cavalry may be a better option to supplement one or maybe all of the swordmen, since they are good against similar units and can be constructed in the stable to reduce the total build times. If you are playing on an archer world, it may be a good option to add those units into your build as well. Just like the offensive build, you can try to have different builds ready that can help counter whatever army you are trying to break through. Now we're going to take a look at the research tab. Just as the other tabs have worked, we can click Manage Templates. If your world has the simplified research settings, you will probably just want to make a template that researches everything. If you are on a level system, you need to pick and choose which levels you want to include for your templates. In this situation, you will want to focus offensive units in an offensive village and defensive units in a defensive village. You may have some decisions to make if there are mounted archers and archers on your world, as that will definitely change what you're going to research if you only have 15 options or more depending on your world settings. Now we are on to the Stockpile tab. This will allow you to have your villages sort of balance your resources periodically throughout the day. You can set how many merchants you want to keep home and the max travel time of your merchants. You can also have certain villages in certain groups be disincluded from this feature. That may be important if you have certain villages that you're trying to save resources for maybe noblemen or other nobility features. The Deliveries tab is very similar to the Stockpile tab, however it's a little bit more targeted. You can create specific resource deliveries to and from certain villages. This might be something you want to play around with when growing smaller villages up or trying to mint coins in less villages to be more productive by using less coin flags. And last but not least, Loot Assistant, which is a tab that many of you already may know. It's a quicker way to farm barbarian villages, set up a template, save, and easily click the button on the bottom to send your troops out. So as I mentioned, Account Manager is a very useful, convenient tool to use and will save you a ton of time in the later stages of Tribal Wars, but it does require a bit of work to set up and plan. Once you have all your templates created, you'll be so happy you have it. Keep in mind that you will need to tweak your templates as you learn what is and isn't working for you. I hope you found the information in this video helpful and has given you some tips on using Account Manager more efficiently. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.